Welcome, dear listener, to a journey unlike any other. As the world outside begins to quiet, and the gentle embrace of night settles around you, allow your mind to drift softly towards a place shrouded in legend and whispered mystery. Tonight, we embark on a tranquil voyage into the heart of one of Earth's most enigmatic regions, the Bermuda Triangle. Imagine, if you will, the vast, shimmering expanse of the Atlantic Ocean, stretching out beneath a sky dusted with a million stars. Feel the gentle rocking, the rhythmic whisper of waves as we glide silently over waters that hold secrets centuries old. For within this particular stretch, bounded by the sun-kissed shores of Miami, the serene beauty of Bermuda, and the vibrant spirit of Puerto Rico, countless ships and planes have simply vanished without a trace, without a sound. Is it the raw, untamed power of nature, manifesting in ways we barely comprehend? Or perhaps something far more extraordinary, a whisper from ancient civilizations, or even a silent presence from beyond our stars? Tonight, we will gently explore these profound questions, allowing the captivating tales of lost vessels and unexplained phenomena to unfold around you like a comforting blanket of twilight. There is no need for answers, only for contemplation. No need for fear, only for wonder. As we delve into the famous disappearances, the scientific theories, and the most intriguing speculations, let the soothing rhythm of these stories guide you deeper into relaxation. Allow your thoughts to become as calm and expansive as the ocean itself, as we unravel the threads of this enduring enigma. So breathe deeply, let your body soften, and prepare to drift into the quiet contemplation of the sea's insatiable secret. Our journey into the heart of the Bermuda Triangle begins now. Imagine, if you will, a vast expanse of ocean stretching out beneath a sky that transitions from the softest blush of dawn to the deepest velvet of night. A place where the horizon seems to melt into an endless blue, where the rhythmic whisper of waves against a hull can lull one into a profound sense of peace. This is the Atlantic, an ancient and powerful body of water, holding within its depths countless stories, both known and forever hidden. And within this immense blue, there lies a particular region, a triangle. If you were to connect 3 points on a map, the sun-drenched shores of Miami, Florida, the serene, pink-sanded beaches of Bermuda, and the vibrant, historic island of Puerto Rico. This is the area we speak of, the legendary Bermuda Triangle. For centuries, this notorious stretch of ocean, an area roughly estimated to encompass 500,000 square miles, has held a secret so profound, so utterly baffling, that it continues to whisper through the annals of maritime and aviation history. It is a place where the ordinary has, on too many occasions, given way to the extraordinary, where the expected journey has dissolved into an inexplicable vanishing act. Ships, grand and small, sturdy and sleek, have set sail or steamed through its waters. Aircraft, with their powerful engines and intricate navigation systems, have soared through its skies. And then, without warning, without a trace, they have simply ceased to be. Picture a calm day at sea, the kind where the sun glints off the water like a million scattered diamonds. A gentle breeze fills the sails, or the hum of an engine provides a steady, comforting rhythm. The crew goes about their duties, perhaps sharing a quiet laugh, anticipating their destination. Or imagine a clear evening flight, the stars above like scattered jewels, the world below a tapestry of distant lights. The pilot, confident in their instruments, sips a warm drink, the quiet conversation of the co-pilot a familiar comfort, Everything is as it should be. And then a silence. Not just the absence of sound, but the absence of presence. No distress call, no fragmented radio message, no telltale debris bobbing on the waves. Just gone. This enigmatic region has captivated the human imagination for generations, weaving itself into the fabric of folklore and scientific inquiry alike. It has become synonymous with inexplicable disappearances, a whispered legend that floats on the ocean currents and rides on the trade winds. The very name, Bermuda Triangle, evokes a shiver of mystery, a sense of wonder tinged with a delicate apprehension. It's a place where the known rules of navigation and physics seem, at times, to simply dissolve. The question that echoes across the decades, carried on the very same winds that might have swept away these unfortunate vessels and planes, is this: what lies beneath this profound silence? Is it a natural phenomenon, a unique confluence of environmental factors that, when combined, create conditions so extreme, so utterly overwhelming, that they defy conventional explanation? Perhaps the very forces of our planet, in this particular corner of the world, converge in a way that we are only just beginning to comprehend. The ocean, after all, is a living, breathing entity with its own moods and its own hidden powers. Could it be that in this triangle, its power manifests in ways that are simply beyond our current understanding? Consider the vastness of the ocean itself. Its depths are largely unexplored, its currents intricate and powerful, its weather systems capable of astonishing fury. We, as humans, despite our technological advancements, are still but small specks upon its surface. To think that we fully understand every nuance of its behavior, every secret it holds, would be a profound arrogance. So, could it be that the Bermuda Triangle is merely a testament to the raw, untamed power of nature, a reminder of our own fragility in the face of its might? Perhaps it is a place where the ocean simply reclaims what passes over it, swiftly and silently, leaving no trace. Or could it be linked to something far more extraordinary, something that challenges our very perception of reality? Could it be connected to alien activity, suggesting an extraterrestrial presence, influencing our world in ways we can barely conceive? The idea of advanced beings, perhaps observing us, perhaps even interacting with our planet from hidden bases beneath the waves or in the skies, is a concept that has intrigued humanity for centuries. If such beings exist, and if they operate in this region, then the disappearances might not be accidents at all, but rather deliberate actions, part of a grander, cosmic narrative that we are not yet privy to. The thought is both unsettling and exhilarating, opening up a universe of possibilities beyond our earthly confines. Imagine a craft, not of human design, silently descending from the night sky, its lights, if any, unlike anything we've ever seen. Or perhaps a hidden portal, shimmering just beneath the surface of the water, a gateway to another dimension, another realm, where the lost ships and planes are merely transported, not destroyed. These are the whispers of the truly strange, the theories that push the boundaries of what we consider possible, inviting us to look beyond the mundane and embrace the truly mysterious. And then there is the third possibility, perhaps the most unsettling of all. Is it something far stranger, a realm where the laws of physics bend, or ancient, forgotten powers hold sway? This line of inquiry delves into the realm of the truly esoteric, the idea that perhaps there are forces at play, not necessarily alien in origin, but perhaps remnants of a lost civilization, or even an inherent, almost sentient, quality to the region itself. Could there be energy fields, unseen and undetectable by our current instruments, that cause disorientation, malfunction, or even disintegration. The very notion sends a shiver down the spine, a quiet acknowledgement that our universe might hold secrets far more profound and unsettling than we can currently imagine. The enduring mystery of the Bermuda Triangle continues to challenge our understanding and fuel endless speculation. It is a canvas upon which humanity projects its deepest fears and its most soaring curiosities. Each vanished vessel, each lost aircraft, leaves behind not just an empty space on the map, but an unanswered question in the collective consciousness. The absence of wreckage, the lack of distress signals, the sheer completeness of the disappearances, these are the threads that weave the tapestry of the Triangle's legend. Consider the psychological impact of such a mystery. For sailors and pilots, for those who earn their living traversing these vast expanses, the Bermuda Triangle serves as a constant, quiet reminder of the ocean's unpredictable nature and the fragility of human endeavor. It's a legend that cautions, a story whispered in hushed tones in port towns and flight control towers. Yet, despite its ominous reputation, the daily flow of traffic through the region continues unabated. Cruise ships glide across its waters, cargo vessels ply their trade, and countless aircraft traverse its skies. For every unexplained disappearance, there are thousands, perhaps millions, of uneventful journeys. This contrast only deepens the enigma, making the rare sudden vanishings all the more striking. The Bermuda Triangle is not merely a geographical location. It is a concept, a symbol of the unknown that lies just beyond the edge of our comprehension. It invites us to ponder the limits of our knowledge, to question what we believe to be true, and to open our minds to possibilities that might, at first glance, seem utterly impossible. It is a place where science grapples with folklore, where rational explanations contend with the allure of the supernatural. As we delve deeper into the stories and theories surrounding this enigmatic region, let us approach it with a sense of quiet wonder. Let us listen to the whispers of the past, the fragmented accounts, and the scientific hypotheses, allowing them to wash over us like the gentle waves of the very ocean we are contemplating. There is a profound peace to be found in the contemplation of such vast mysteries, a sense of humility in acknowledging that there are still corners of our world, and indeed our universe, that hold secrets beyond our grasp. The sun dips lower now, casting long shadows across the water. The gentle rocking of an imaginary boat or the steady hum of an aircraft engine fills the air. The stars begin to emerge, one by one, twinkling like distant eyes, watching over the silent, mysterious expanse below. And in that quiet observation, we feel the enduring presence of the Bermuda Triangle, a place where the veil between the known and the unknown seems thinnest, a place that continues to hold its secrets close, whispering them only to the vast, indifferent ocean. This is the beginning of our journey into the heart of the Bermuda Triangle, a journey not of fear, but of quiet contemplation, of exploring the depths of a mystery that continues to beckon us, gently, into its enigmatic embrace. Let the vastness of the ocean, the endless sky, and the unsolved riddles of this legendary place lull you into a state of deep relaxation as we gently explore the whispers of its past. As we drift deeper into the quiet contemplation of the Bermuda Triangle, let us turn our attention now to the stories themselves, the individual narratives of ships and planes and the souls aboard them that have, one by one, slipped into the silent embrace of this enigmatic region. These are not merely statistics on a chart, but echoes of journeys that began with purpose and expectation, only to dissolve into an enduring mystery. Each tale, whispered across the decades, adds another layer to the triangle's profound allure, inviting us to ponder the moments when the familiar gave way to the utterly unknown. Imagine, if you will, the gentle rocking of a vessel on the open sea, or the steady hum of an aircraft engine cutting through the vastness of the sky. These are the sounds that accompanied the beginnings of journeys that would, tragically, have no end. We will explore some of the most famous of these disappearances, allowing their quiet stories to unfold, like mist rolling in from the ocean, leaving behind a lingering sense of wonder and unanswered questions. A. Flight 19, The Lost Patrol. Our journey into these famous disappearances begins in the immediate aftermath of a global conflict, a time when the world was slowly exhaling a sigh of relief, and the skies were once again filled with the promise of peace and progress. It was December 5th, 1945, a seemingly ordinary afternoon in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. The air was warm, perhaps with a gentle breeze, carrying the scent of salt and distant pine. From the Naval Air Station there, a routine training mission was about to commence. Picture 5 Avenger torpedo bombers, robust and powerful aircraft, designed for the rigors of wartime, now repurposed for the quieter, yet still vital, tasks of training. These were TBM Avengers, formidable machines with a distinctive shape, ready to take to the skies. They were designated Flight 19. Leading this formation was Lieutenant Charles C. Taylor, an experienced pilot, a veteran of combat missions. He was a man accustomed to the vastness of the ocean beneath him and the precision required to navigate it. With him were 13 other airmen, each a part of the vast machinery of the U.S. Navy, each with their own hopes and dreams, their own families awaiting their return. The mission was a standard navigation exercise. Fly east over the Atlantic, drop practice bombs, then turn north, and finally west, back to base. A simple triangle, ironically, designed to test their skills over the very waters that would soon hold their fate. The flight departed at 2:10 p.m. The initial stages of the mission were uneventful, a testament to the pilots' training and the reliability of their machines. The sun was still high, casting a bright sheen on the ocean's surface. They would have seen the vast, unbroken blue stretching out before them, perhaps the occasional lightcap or the distant glint of a passing ship. But then, as the afternoon wore on, a subtle shift began to occur. The first signs of trouble emerged around 3:45 p.m. The radio transmissions, initially clear and concise, began to grow confused, tinged with an increasing sense of disorientation. Lieutenant Taylor, the seasoned leader, reported that his compasses were malfunctioning, both of them. A strange and unsettling development for a pilot who relied on such instruments for his very survival over the featureless ocean. Imagine the quiet tension in the cockpit, the sudden jolt of unease as the familiar, reliable needles began to spin erratically, or perhaps simply refused to point true. Taylor's voice, initially calm, began to betray a growing frustration, then a hint of bewilderment. He believed he was over the Florida Keys, far south of his intended position, and yet the landscape below, if he could even discern it through the gathering haze, did not match. Other pilots in the formation, younger and less experienced, began to express their own confusion, their own instruments seemingly mirroring their leader's erratic readings. The control tower at Fort Lauderdale, listening in, tried desperately to guide them. Imagine the voices, calm and professional on the surface, but with an underlying current of urgency, trying to make sense of the fragmented and increasingly desperate reports. What is your position? Are you sure you're not over the Bahamas? The questions flew back and forth, each answer from Flight 19 only deepening the mystery. Taylor, convinced he was over land, spoke of seeing islands, but his descriptions were vague, contradictory, and didn't align with any known geography. At one point, Taylor made the fateful decision to fly east, believing that if he was indeed over the Keys, flying east would bring him to the mainland. But the control tower, with its superior radar and understanding of their likely position, urged him to fly west. The confusion escalated. The other pilots in the formation, relying on their leader, followed his instructions, even as their own instruments might have suggested a different course. It was a terrifying scenario. A group of aircraft lost over a vast ocean, their primary means of navigation failing, their leader disoriented, and the sun beginning its slow descent towards the horizon. As dusk began to paint the sky with hues of orange and purple, the situation grew more dire. The last coherent radio transmissions from Flight 19 were chilling. One pilot was heard saying, "Everything is wrong, ... strange. We can't be sure of any direction. Even the ocean doesn't look as it should." Another voice, believed to be Taylor's, was heard saying, "We are entering Whitewater ... Nothing seems right. We don't know where we are. We must have gone 450 miles east." Then a final, faint, almost whispered message. "It looks like we are. We are entering Whitewater. We are completely lost." And then silence. A profound, absolute silence that swallowed the voices, the hum of the engines, and the very presence of the 5 aircraft and their 14 crew members. They simply vanished. The alarm was raised immediately. The U.S. Navy launched an extensive search and rescue operation, one of the largest in history at that time. And it was during this desperate search that the mystery deepened even further. A Martin Mariner seaplane, a large twin-engine aircraft specifically designed for search and rescue missions, was dispatched from Banana River Naval Air Station. It carried 13 crew members, their hearts undoubtedly heavy with the urgency of their mission. Imagine the powerful roar of its engines as it lifted off into the twilight, heading towards the last known vicinity of Flight 19. But just 23 minutes after takeoff, as it radioed its position, another, even more terrifying silence descended. A nearby ship reported seeing a sudden flash of light in the sky, followed by a column of smoke and fire. It was widely believed that the Mariner, known for its tendency to accumulate fuel vapors in its fuselage, had exploded in mid-air. This was a known design flaw, a tragic possibility. Yet the complete lack of wreckage, beyond a few scattered oil slicks, left even the seemingly explainable disappearance shrouded in a veil of lingering doubt. 2 separate sets of aircraft, 27 men in total, gone without a trace in the span of a few hours. The official Navy report on Flight 19 was controversial. It concluded that Taylor's disorientation was the primary factor, suggesting he mistakenly believed his compasses were malfunctioning when they were not, and that he led his flight off course. However, the report also contained a curious addendum, stating that the incident was caused by causes or reasons unknown. This phrase, perhaps more than any other, cemented Flight 19's place as the quintessential Bermuda Triangle mystery, a haunting tale of pilots and planes swallowed by the sea, leaving behind only questions. The vast search efforts, spanning weeks and covering thousands of square miles, yielded nothing. No wreckage, no bodies, no definitive answers. The ocean had simply absorbed them, completely and silently. B. USS Cyclops. The naval mystery. Let us now turn back the clock to an even earlier time, to the tumultuous years of the First World War. The year is 1918, and the world is embroiled in a conflict that stretches across continents and oceans. In this era of global tension, the movement of ships was vital, carrying supplies, troops, and resources across vast distances. It is against this backdrop that one of the most profound and perplexing disappearances in naval history occurred, that of the USS Cyclops. Picture a ship of immense proportions, a collier or coal carrier, designed to transport the vital fuel that powered the navies of the world. The USS Cyclops was truly a behemoth for its time, measuring 542 feet long, making it the largest ship in the U.S. Navy. Its purpose was practical and essential, but its fate would become anything but. In February 1918, the Cyclops departed from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, laden with a heavy cargo of manganese ore, a crucial material for steel production needed for the war effort. Its destination was Baltimore, Maryland. On board were over 300 souls minus 306. To be precise, a crew of sailors, officers, and a few passengers. Imagine the bustling activity on deck, the rhythmic thrum of the engines, the sense of duty and purpose that permeated every corner of the vast vessel. The journey was, for the most part, uneventful. The ship made a scheduled stop in Barbados on March 3rd or 4th, where it took on additional supplies. This was the last known, confirmed sighting of the USS Cyclops. It departed Barbados, heading north into the expanse of the Atlantic towards its home port. The weather was reportedly calm, the seas relatively placid. There was no indication of trouble, no urgency in its communications. And then, just like Flight 19, a silence descended. The USS Cyclops simply failed to arrive at its destination. Days turned into weeks, and the absence of such a massive vessel became increasingly alarming. The complete lack of distress calls was particularly baffling. A ship of its size and importance would have been equipped with robust communication systems. For it to vanish without even a fragmented radio message, without a single plea for help, was unprecedented. Imagine the growing concern in naval command, the frantic checks of shipping lanes, the desperate inquiries to other vessels. President Woodrow Wilson himself, deeply troubled by the disappearance of such a vital asset and so many men, ordered an extensive search. Naval ships were dispatched. Planes scoured the vast stretches of ocean, but the search yielded nothing. No lifeboats, no debris, no oil slicks, no bodies. The sea had swallowed the USS Cyclops whole, leaving behind no trace, no clue as to its fate. The mystery of the Cyclops spawned numerous theories, each attempting to fill the void left by its inexplicable disappearance. Given the wartime context, one immediate suspicion was that it had been sunk by a German U-boat. However, German records, meticulously kept, showed no such attack. There was no evidence of enemy action. Another theory focused on structural failure. The Cyclops had a history of engine problems and had been known to list to one side. Its cargo of heavy manganese ore, if improperly loaded, or if the ship encountered a severe storm, could have shifted, causing it to capsize rapidly. Imagine the sudden lurch, the overwhelming force of the ocean, the swift descent into the depths. Yet, even in such a catastrophic event, some debris, some sign of the ship's struggle, might have been expected. Mutiny or sabotage were also considered, though again, no evidence ever surfaced to support these dramatic claims. The idea of an internal explosion, perhaps from its coal bunkers, was also floated, but without any wreckage. It remained pure speculation. President Wilson, deeply perplexed by the incident, famously remarked, "Only God and the sea know what happened to the great ship." This powerful statement encapsulated the profound mystery surrounding the Cyclops, a mystery that continues to echo through naval history. The official designation for the USS Cyclops, like so many others in the Bermuda Triangle, remains lost at sea, a phrase that offers no explanation, only an acknowledgement of a profound and enduring unknown. Its disappearance stands as a stark reminder of the ocean's power and its capacity to keep its secrets. C. Other notable incidents. The tailies of Flight 19 and the USS Cyclops are perhaps the most famous, but they are by no means isolated incidents. The Bermuda Triangle's lore is rich with other perplexing cases, each contributing to the region's reputation as a place where the ordinary rules of travel seem to bend, or even break. Let us now quietly explore a few more of these enigmatic disappearances, allowing the details to paint a picture of recurring mystery. 1. The Star Tiger and Star Ariel, British passenger planes. Just a few years after Flight 19 vanished, the skies over the Bermuda Triangle claimed two more victims, this time large British passenger planes, adding a chilling sense of déjà vu to the region's growing legend. These were Avro Tudor 4 aircraft, operated by British South American Airways, a prominent airline of the era. First, imagine the scene on January 30th, 1948. The Star Tiger, a majestic 4-engine airliner, was on a flight from Santa Maria in the Azores to Bermuda. On board were 25 passengers and 6 crew members, their spirits likely high, anticipating the beauty of Bermuda. The flight had been progressing routinely. The last communication from the Star Tiger came at 3:15 a.m., when its captain, a seasoned pilot, reported his position and estimated arrival time in Bermuda. The weather was fair, with some strong winds, but nothing that should have posed an insurmountable challenge for such a robust aircraft. And then, just like the silence that followed Flight 19, the Star Tiger simply vanished. No distress call, no fragmented message, just an abrupt cessation of communication. Search efforts were launched immediately, spanning days and covering vast areas of the Atlantic, but the ocean yielded nothing. Not a single piece of wreckage, not a life raft, not a body. It was as if the aircraft and everyone on board had simply dissolved into the air. The official inquiry, after months of investigation, concluded with a stark and unsettling statement. It may be said that no more baffling problem has ever been presented. Then, almost exactly a year later, on January 17, 1949, a chilling echo. The Star Ariel, a sister ship to the Star Tiger, departed from Bermuda, heading for Kingston, Jamaica. On board were 13 passengers and 7 crew members. Again, the flight was proceeding as expected. The last communication from the Star Ariel was at 8:41 a.m., when the captain reported his position and a clear flight plan. The weather was excellent, with good visibility. And then, the same inexplicable silence. The Star Ariel vanished without a trace, mirroring the fate of its predecessor. No distress call, no wreckage, no survivors. The eerie coincidence of two similar aircraft, operated by the same airline, disappearing in the same general region within a year, under seemingly good conditions, sent shivers through the aviation world and the public alike. The official investigation into the Star Ariel's disappearance also concluded with no definitive explanation, stating simply, that no trace of either aircraft was ever found. These twin vanishings solidified the Bermuda Triangle's reputation, suggesting a pattern of inexplicable loss that defied conventional understanding. 2. SS Marine Sulphur Queen, tanker carrying molten sulfur. Our journey through these tales of disappearance brings us to a different kind of vessel and a different kind of cargo, yet the outcome remains hauntingly similar. In February 1963, the SS Marine Sulphur Queen, a tanker ship, departed from Beaumont, Texas, carrying a highly volatile cargo, 15,000 tons of molten sulfur. Imagine the immense heat, the bubbling, viscous liquid contained within the ship's holds, a potent and potentially dangerous substance. On board were 39 crew members. The ship was on its way to Norfolk, Virginia, a routine voyage along the coast, but it would never reach its destination. The last communication from the Marine Sulphur Queen was on February 4th, when it reported its position near the Florida Keys. The weather was rough, with high winds and heavy seas, but nothing that a well-maintained tanker should not have been able to withstand. And then, the familiar silence. The ship simply disappeared. No distress calls were ever received. When it failed to arrive at its destination, a massive search operation was launched. For weeks, planes and ships scoured the waters, but the findings were minimal. A few scattered life preservers, a piece of a life raft, and some other minor debris were eventually found. But the ship itself and its 39 crew members had vanished. The nature of its cargo, molten sulfur, immediately raised concerns about potential hazards. Sulfur, when heated, can produce explosive vapors. The Coast Guard investigation into the disappearance was extensive. It revealed that the Marine Sulphur Queen had a troubled history with previous maintenance issues and structural problems. The Coast Guard concluded that the ship was unseaworthy and likely broke apart and sank due to a combination of structural failure and the rough weather. However, despite this official conclusion, the complete lack of a distress signal, the swiftness of its disappearance, and the minimal amount of wreckage found left many questions unanswered. Why no warning? Why so little debris from such a large vessel? For many, the SS Marine Sulphur Queen's fate remained another perplexing entry in the Bermuda Triangle's long list of unexplained vanishings, a testament to the ocean's ability to consume even the largest of human creations without a trace. 3. Connemara IV. Yacht found abandoned. Our final tale brings us much closer to the present day, reminding us that the mysteries of the Bermuda Triangle are not confined to the distant past. In September 2015, the yacht Connemara IV, a sleek and modern vessel, was found adrift approximately 100 nautical miles off the coast of Bermuda. Imagine the scene: a beautiful yacht, its sails unfurled, catching the gentle breeze, its engine quietly running. Everything about it suggested a vessel in active use, perhaps just pausing for a moment on the vast ocean. But as rescuers approached, a chilling realization dawned: there was no one on board. The yacht was completely abandoned. The four-person crew, who had set sail from the Caribbean island of St. Croix, were nowhere to be found. There were no signs of struggle, no indications of an emergency, no distress signals sent. The vessel itself was in good condition, with no apparent damage. Food was still on the table, personal belongings were in place, and the navigation equipment seemed to be functioning. It was as if the crew had simply stepped off the boat, vanishing into thin air. The discovery of the Connemara IV baffled investigators. How could 4 people disappear from a perfectly functional yacht in the middle of the ocean, leaving no trace, no explanation. Was it a sudden, unforeseen event that swept them overboard? Or something far more mysterious, a modern echo of the ancient tales of the Triangle? The lack of any definitive answers, the eerie presence of a perfectly good boat with no one aboard, further perpetuated the idea of a mysterious force at play in the region, a force that continues to claim its victims, even in our technologically advanced age. These tales, from the lost patrol of Flight 19 to the silent disappearance of the USS Cyclops, and the perplexing vanishings of the star planes and the marine Sulphur Queen, culminating in the modern mystery of the Connemara IV, share a common, unsettling thread. They are stories of sudden, complete, and often inexplicable disappearances. No wreckage, no bodies, no clear distress signals. The ocean, in these instances, acts not as a vast stage for human drama, but as a silent, insatiable devourer, leaving behind only the profound silence of unanswered questions. As we conclude this chapter, allow these stories to settle gently in your mind. Picture the vastness of the ocean, the endless sky, and the fragile vessels and aircraft that dared to cross this enigmatic region. The quiet hum of the engines, the gentle lapping of waves, the distant twinkling of stars, these are the backdrop against which these mysteries unfolded. And as the night deepens, let the lingering questions of these famous disappearances lull you into a state of deep tranquility, a quiet contemplation of the sea's enduring, insatiable secret. As we continue our quiet journey into the heart of the Bermuda Triangle, gently floating above its mysterious waters, a natural inclination arises within us. After contemplating the profound silence of its famous disappearances, the human mind, ever seeking order and understanding, naturally turns towards the realm of the rational. Can science, with its meticulous observations and logical deductions, shed light upon these baffling vanishings? Can the forces of nature, understood through the lens of physics, geology, and meteorology, provide a comforting framework for what appears to be utterly inexplicable? Imagine the quiet hum of a research vessel, its instruments patiently probing the ocean's depths, or the steady gaze of a satellite, meticulously charting weather patterns from high above. This is the realm of scientific inquiry, where the goal is not to sensationalize, but to understand. Not to fear, but to explain. While the allure of the supernatural is strong, many experts believe that the answers to the Bermuda Triangle's enigmas lie firmly within the boundaries of natural phenomena and human factors. Let us now explore these scientific explanations, allowing their logic to unfold gently, like the steady ebb and flow of the tide, offering a sense of calm understanding amidst the lingering mystery. A natural phenomenon, the ocean, in its vastness and complexity, is a realm of incredible power and subtle forces. Sometimes these forces converge in ways that are truly extraordinary, capable of overwhelming even the most robust human creations. 1. Rogue waves, the ocean's unseen giants. Picture a calm day at sea, the horizon stretching endlessly, the waves gently lapping against the hull of a ship. All seems peaceful, predictable. But then, without warning, a lull of water, immense and terrifying, rises from the seemingly placid surface. This is the rogue wave, often referred to as a freak wave or monster wave, a phenomenon that, until relatively recently, was largely dismissed as sailors' folklore. Yet scientific observation and satellite data have confirmed their existence, revealing them to be one of the ocean's most formidable and unpredictable forces. Imagine such a wave, not just a large swell, but a towering solitary peak. often more than twice the height of the surrounding waves. While typical large waves might reach 10 to 15 feet in a storm, rogue waves can easily surge to 60, 80, or even over 100 feet. They are not generated by typical storm systems, but are believed to form through a process called constructive interference. This occurs when several smaller waves, traveling at different speeds and directions, momentarily align their crests, combining their energy to create a single colossal wave. It's like several ripples in a pond, suddenly coinciding to form one enormous splash, but on an oceanic scale. The terrifying aspect of a rogue wave is its unpredictability and its sudden appearance. Unlike tsunamis, which are caused by seismic activity and have a long wavelength, rogue waves appear seemingly out of nowhere, often in otherwise moderate sea conditions. A ship might be sailing smoothly, its crew at ease, when suddenly this immense wall of water looms before them, offering no time for evasive action. Consider the sheer power contained within such a wave. When a 100-foot wall of water, moving with the force of an express train, crashes down upon a vessel, the impact is catastrophic. The pressure exerted can be hundreds of tons per square meter, enough to snap a ship in half, tear away its superstructure, or simply push it beneath the surface with such force that it has no chance of recovery. Imagine the sudden lurch, the overwhelming roar of the water, the crushing weight as the ship is engulfed. There would be no time for a distress call, no opportunity to deploy life rafts. The vessel would be driven down, its remains quickly scattered by the powerful currents, leaving behind virtually no trace. For aircraft, while less directly susceptible to rogue waves, the extreme weather conditions that can sometimes accompany their formation, or the sheer turbulence created by such immense water movements, could also play a role in sudden, unexplained crashes. A low-flying aircraft caught in the downdraft of a collapsing rogue wave, or experiencing extreme air shear above such a chaotic sea surface, could lose control rapidly. The Bermuda Triangle, with its complex ocean currents, including the powerful Gulf Stream, and its susceptibility to various weather systems, could be a prime location for the formation of these monstrous waves. The interaction of different wave trains, perhaps influenced by the unique bathymetry of the region, might create conditions conducive to more frequent rogue wave occurrences. Thus, a ship or plane simply vanishing without a trace might be the silent testament to an encounter with one of the ocean's unseen giants, a force so overwhelming that it leaves no evidence of its passage. 2. Methane hydrates, the bubbling depths. Now, let us descend beneath the waves, into the quiet, dark realm of the ocean floor. Here, nestled within the sediments of the seabed, lies another compelling scientific explanation: methane hydrates. Imagine these as frozen cages of water molecules, trapping vast quantities of methane gas within their icy structures, like ice cubes that, when melted, release a powerful, invisible gas. These deposits are stable under conditions of high pressure and low temperature, found in abundance in deep ocean sediments and permafrost regions. The theory suggests that if these methane hydrate deposits are disturbed, perhaps by seismic activity, a tremor from an underwater earthquake, or even a subtle shift in the ocean floor, or by changes in ocean temperature, the delicate balance can be upset. When this happens, the frozen methane rapidly decompresses and transforms from a solid into a gas. Picture this process. The methane, now in its gaseous form, begins to bubble violently upwards through the water column. Imagine millions upon millions of gas bubbles rising from the seabed like an immense, silent effervescence. As these bubbles ascend, they significantly reduce the density of the water above them. Think of it like trying to float in a bathtub filled with foam or a fizzy drink. The water loses its ability to provide buoyancy. For a ship sailing over such a boiling patch of ocean, the effect would be instantaneous and catastrophic. The water beneath its hull would suddenly lose its lift. The ship, no longer supported by the dense water, would simply plunge downwards, as if sailing into a sudden, invisible hole. Imagine the deck suddenly tilting, the bow dipping, and then a rapid, uncontrolled descent into the depths. There would be no time for the crew to react, no opportunity to send a distress call as the vessel is swallowed by the now frothy, non-supportive water. The sinking would be swift, complete, and silent, leaving virtually no debris on the surface, as the ship is pulled down by its own weight into the abyss. But the impact of methane gas might not be limited to ships. Consider aircraft flying over such a release. As the methane bubbles reach the surface, they would burst, releasing large quantities of the gas into the atmosphere. Methane is lighter than air, but in concentrated plumes, it could potentially displace oxygen, creating localized pockets of air that are oxygen depleted. For aircraft, particularly older, piston-driven planes that rely on a precise air-fuel mixture, flying through such a methane-rich plume could lead to sudden engine stalls. Imagine the powerful roar of the engines, suddenly sputtering, coughing, and then falling silent, leaving the aircraft to plummet uncontrollably into the sea. Even for jet engines, while less susceptible, a sudden influx of a non-combustible gas could cause temporary flameouts or performance issues, especially if combined with other adverse conditions. Geological surveys have indeed identified vast methane hydrate deposits in the region of the Bermuda Triangle, lending significant scientific weight to this theory. The possibility of periodic, large-scale methane releases offers a compelling explanation for the sudden, complete, and traceless disappearances of both ships and planes, providing a rational, albeit terrifying, mechanism for the triangle's mysterious reputation. 3. Geomagnetic anomalies. The compass's deception. Now, let us consider the invisible forces that guide our navigation, the Earth's magnetic field. Imagine a compass needle, a silent guide, always pointing towards the magnetic north. For centuries, mariners and aviators have relied on this simple yet profound instrument to find their way across vast, featureless expanses. However, there are places on Earth where this reliable guide can become a source of profound confusion. The Bermuda Triangle is one such place. It is one of only two places on Earth where a compass points to true north rather than magnetic north. This distinction is crucial. Magnetic north is the direction to the Earth's magnetic pole, which is constantly shifting. True north, on the other hand, is the direction to the geographic North Pole, a fixed point. The difference between these two directions is called magnetic declination, and it varies depending on your location on Earth. Navigators typically account for this declination to convert their compass readings to true bearings. However, within the Bermuda Triangle, the magnetic declination is zero, meaning magnetic north and true north align. While this might sound simpler, it can be incredibly disorienting for pilots and mariners who are accustomed to compensating for declination. Imagine a navigator relying on their training and their charts, making a mental adjustment for declination, only to find their instruments giving readings that don't match their expectations. This subtle, yet significant, difference can lead to profound navigational errors, especially if the crew is unaware of this specific anomaly or if their instruments are not properly calibrated for it. A small error in bearing, maintained over hundreds of miles, can lead a vessel or aircraft far off course into dangerous waters or unexpected weather systems. But the theory of geomagnetic anomalies extends beyond simple compass deviation. Some researchers propose that the Bermuda Triangle experiences unusual fluctuations or disturbances in the Earth's magnetic field. Imagine these as invisible currents, swirling and shifting, capable of interfering with electronic equipment. This could manifest as what some have termed electronic fog, a phenomenon where instruments begin to malfunction, giving wildly inaccurate readings. A radar screen might show phantom targets or simply go blank. A GPS system might lose its signal or display incorrect coordinates. Radio communications could become garbled or cease entirely. Picture a pilot or a ship's captain suddenly confronted with a dashboard full of unreliable instruments. The familiar glow of the dials, the steady numbers, now offering contradictory information. The feeling of being utterly lost, disoriented in space, with no reliable guide to point the way. In conditions of low visibility, such as fog, heavy rain, or at night, such instrument failure would be catastrophic. Without a clear horizon or reliable instruments, a pilot could easily become spatially disoriented, leading to a loss of control and a rapid descent into the ocean. Similarly, a ship's captain, unable to plot a course or confirm their position, could drift into dangerous shoals, collide with unseen objects, or simply become hopelessly lost in the vastness of the sea. While the exact mechanisms of such magnetic disturbances are still debated, the idea that invisible forces could subtly, yet profoundly, affect navigation and electronic systems offers a compelling, scientifically grounded explanation for some of the disappearances, transforming a simple journey into a terrifying struggle against unseen interference. 4. Weather patterns, the sky's fury and the ocean's embrace. Let us now turn our gaze to the most visible and often most immediate force of nature, the weather. The Bermuda Triangle, by its very geographical location, is situated in a region of the world highly susceptible to some of the most powerful and destructive weather phenomena on Earth. Imagine the serene blue sky suddenly darkening, the gentle breeze transforming into a howling gale, and the calm waves rising into towering, furious peaks. This is the rapid onset of a violent storm, a common occurrence in the Triangle, especially during the hurricane season, which typically runs from June to November. This region is a major pathway for hurricanes and tropical storms forming in the Atlantic. These massive weather systems bring with them incredible destructive power. Winds exceeding 100 miles per hour, torrential rain that reduces visibility to near zero, and mountainous waves that can easily overwhelm even large, modern vessels. Consider a ship caught in the eye of such a storm. The vessel would be tossed mercilessly, its structure groaning under the strain. Waves would crash over the deck, sweeping away anything not firmly secured. Communication systems could be knocked out by lightning strikes, or simply overwhelmed by the atmospheric interference. In such conditions, a ship could be capsized, broken apart, or simply swamped and sent to the bottom, all within a matter of minutes. The sheer chaos and violence of a hurricane would leave little opportunity for a distress call, and any debris would be quickly scattered by the storm's fury. For aircraft, the threat is equally dire. Thunderstorms in the tropics can be incredibly intense, with powerful updrafts and downdrafts, severe turbulence, and dangerous lightning. Imagine a plane flying into a sudden, unforecasted microburst, a localized column of sinking air within a thunderstorm that can produce damaging straight-line winds on the surface. An aircraft caught in such a downdraft could be forced rapidly towards the ground or sea, losing altitude too quickly to recover. The extreme turbulence within a severe thunderstorm can also cause structural damage to an aircraft, leading to mid-air breakup or loss of control. Furthermore, the powerful currents of the Gulf Stream play a significant role. This immense river within the ocean flows northwards through the Bermuda Triangle at speeds of up to 5 knots. Imagine any wreckage from a sunken ship or downed aircraft being caught in this swift current. It would be rapidly dispersed over vast distances, making search and rescue operations incredibly challenging and often fruitless. A piece of debris found hundreds of miles from a presumed crash site might offer little help in pinpointing the origin of the disaster. The combination of frequent, severe weather, the rapid onset of storms, and the powerful, dispersing currents of the Gulf Stream provides a compelling and entirely natural explanation for many of the disappearances. The ocean, in its raw, untamed power, simply reclaims what passes over it, swiftly and silently, leaving little to no trace. B. Human error and coincidence. The unseen hand of the ordinary. While the dramatic forces of nature offer powerful explanations, it is also crucial to consider the more mundane, yet equally significant, factors that contribute to maritime and aviation accidents worldwide. Human error and the simple laws of probability. Imagine a quiet moment of distraction, a subtle miscalculation, or a piece of equipment that, through oversight, is not quite as ready for the journey as it should be. These seemingly small factors can, in the vastness and unforgiving nature of the ocean and sky, lead to catastrophic outcomes. 1. Navigational mistakes. The path less taken unintentionally. Even in our age of advanced GPS and sophisticated navigation systems, human error remains a leading cause of accidents. Imagine a pilot or a ship's captain, perhaps fatigued, perhaps overconfident, making a subtle miscalculation in their course. It could be a simple error in plotting coordinates, a misreading of a chart, or a failure to properly account for wind or current drift. Over the vast, featureless expanse of the ocean, even a small error, compounded over hours of travel, can lead a vessel or aircraft far off its intended course. Consider the psychological impact of being lost. Disorientation can set in quickly, especially in low visibility conditions like fog or at night. A pilot, unable to see the horizon, might suffer from spatial disorientation, where their senses conflict with their instruments, leading them to believe they are flying straight when they are actually banking or climbing. A captain, unable to confirm their position, might steer into dangerous shoals, shallow reefs, or even into the path of other vessels. The pressure to correct a mistake, combined with the stress of being lost, can lead to further errors, creating a cascading series of unfortunate events that culminate in disaster. 2. Poorly maintained vessels or aircraft. The silent flaw beyond navigational errors. The physical condition of the vessel or aircraft itself plays a critical role. Imagine a ship, its hull weakened by corrosion, its engines not properly serviced, its electrical systems prone to intermittent failure. Or an aircraft, its control surfaces worn, its fuel lines leaking, its instruments providing unreliable readings due to lack of maintenance. Mechanical failures are a common cause of accidents. An engine could seize in mid-flight or mid-voyage, leaving a vessel adrift or an aircraft without power. A structural fatigue crack, unseen during pre-flight checks, could suddenly give way under stress, leading to a catastrophic breakup. Electrical systems, vital for navigation, communication, and basic operation, could short-circuit, plunging a cockpit or bridge into darkness and silence. In the vastness of the ocean, a mechanical failure can quickly escalate into a life-threatening situation, especially if rescue is hours or days away. A ship that loses power in a storm, or an aircraft that suffers engine failure over open water, faces an immediate and grave danger. 3. The sheer volume of traffic. Probability at play. Perhaps one of the most overlooked, yet statistically significant, factors is the sheer volume of maritime and aerial traffic that passes through the Bermuda Triangle every single day. Imagine the countless cruise ships, cargo vessels, private yachts, commercial airliners, and private planes that traverse this region annually. It is one of the busiest shipping lanes and flight corridors in the world, connecting major population centers and trade routes. Given this immense volume, it is statistically inevitable that a certain number of accidents, for entirely conventional reasons, will occur within its boundaries. Think of it like a busy highway. The more cars on the road, the higher the probability of an accident, even if each driver is competent and each car is well maintained. The Bermuda Triangle, despite its ominous reputation, has a relatively small number of unexplained disappearances when compared to the millions of successful journeys that pass through it without incident. The occasional, tragic loss, while deeply unsettling, might simply be a matter of statistical probability playing out in a heavily trafficked area. The fact that these incidents are then highlighted and sensationalized only serves to amplify their perceived mystery. 4. Exaggeration and sensationalism. The shaping of a legend finally. Let us consider the role of storytelling itself in shaping the legend of the Bermuda Triangle. Imagine a compelling narrative, a dramatic account of a vanishing, perhaps with a few details embellished or misinterpreted along the way. Over time, as these stories are retold and passed down, they can become exaggerated, their mysterious elements amplified, and their rational explanations downplayed or ignored. Many of the mysterious disappearances, upon closer historical inspection, have been found to have plausible, if not definitive, conventional explanations. Some ships were old and unseaworthy. Some pilots were inexperienced. Some weather conditions were far worse than initially reported. Yet, the allure of the unknown, the human fascination with mystery, often leads authors and media outlets to focus on the unexplained aspects, sometimes even fabricating details to create a more compelling narrative. The term Bermuda Triangle itself was popularized by a 1964 article in Argosy magazine, and subsequent books and documentaries further cemented its legendary status, often without rigorous adherence to factual accuracy. This is not to diminish the genuine tragedy of the losses, nor to deny that some disappearances remain truly perplexing. But it is important to acknowledge that the perception of the Bermuda Triangle as a uniquely dangerous and mysterious place has been significantly influenced by the way its stories have been told and retold, often with a leaning towards the sensational rather than the strictly scientific. As we conclude this exploration of scientific explanations, allow the quiet logic of these natural phenomena and human factors to settle in your mind. The powerful forces of rogue waves, the subtle yet devastating effects of methane gas releases, the disorienting influence of geomagnetic anomalies, and the raw, untamed power of tropical storms. These are all real, measurable forces that can and do cause accidents at sea and in the air. When combined with the ever-present possibility of human error and the sheer volume of traffic in the region, a compelling, rational framework begins to emerge for many of the Bermuda Triangle's mysteries. While these explanations may not possess the dramatic allure of alien abductions or time warps, they offer a sense of grounding, a quiet understanding that even the most baffling events can often be traced back to the fundamental laws of our world. Yet, even with these scientific insights, a whisper of the unexplained often lingers, a gentle reminder that the ocean, in its vastness, still holds secrets that continue to challenge the very limits of our knowledge. Let this quiet contemplation of science and nature lull you into a deeper state of tranquility as the gentle rhythm of understanding washes over you. As the gentle currents of our narrative carry us further into the Bermuda Triangle's profound mystery, we now drift away from the comforting shores of scientific explanation. Having explored the rational forces of nature and the undeniable role of human factors, we arrive at a different kind of landscape, a realm where imagination takes flight, where the boundaries of the known blur, and where the human desire for extraordinary answers finds its most fertile ground. Imagine, if you will, the quiet hum of a mind contemplating the truly inexplicable, the whispers of ancient legends mingling with the distant glow of unexplained lights. When conventional explanations fall short, or when the sheer completeness of a disappearance defies all logic, the human spirit instinctively reaches for something more. It seeks narratives that transcend the mundane, stories that hint at hidden worlds, forgotten powers, or intelligences far beyond our own. These are the speculative theories, the intriguing possibilities that, while lacking definitive scientific proof, capture our collective imagination and continue to fuel the Bermuda Triangle's enduring mystique. They are the dreams and conjectures that fill the void left by silence, painting vibrant, if unproven, pictures of what might truly be happening in this enigmatic stretch of ocean. Let us now gently explore these fascinating, often wondrous, and sometimes unsettling ideas, allowing their narratives to unfold like a soft, unfolding dream. A lost city of Atlantis. Echoes from a sunken civilization. Our journey into the realm of the speculative begins with a legend as old as time itself, a story whispered through the ages, passed down through ancient texts and oral traditions, the lost city of Atlantis. Imagine a civilization of unparalleled advancement, a society that flourished with technology and wisdom far beyond our own, nestled on an island paradise. Picture its grand temples, built from unknown materials that shimmered with an inner light, its intricate canals flowing with crystal-clear waters, its people living in harmony with profound knowledge of the Earth's energies and the cosmos. Their cities, perhaps, were powered by forces we are only now beginning to dimly understand, their lives guided by principles of balance and enlightenment. And then, imagine its catastrophic demise, a cataclysmic event, perhaps a series of earthquakes and tsunamis, or a sudden, devastating shift in the Earth's crust, causing the entire continent to be swallowed by the sea in a single terrible day and night, vanishing beneath the waves, its wonders lost to the depths, becoming a silent, submerged monument to a forgotten golden age. Now, consider the intriguing possibility that the Bermuda Triangle is not merely a random patch of ocean, but rather the very location where this legendary city once stood, or at least a significant part of it. This theory, popularized by figures like Edgar Cayce, the renowned sleeping prophet of the early 20th century, suggests that Atlantis was indeed located in the vicinity of the Bahamas, a region that falls squarely within the boundaries of the triangle. Case, in his trance readings, spoke of Atlantean ruins, specifically mentioning a firestone or great crystal beneath the waters of Bimini, an island on the western edge of the triangle. Imagine the remnants of this ancient civilization, its colossal structures now submerged, perhaps covered by millennia of sediment, yet its advanced technologies still faintly resonating from the ocean floor, like a forgotten, deeply buried heart, still beating with a faint, powerful rhythm. The core of this theory often revolves around the idea of Atlantean power sources, particularly crystal energy fields. Imagine immense, intricately cut crystals, perhaps colossal formations of quartz, beryl, or another mineral with powerful energetic properties, once used by the Atlanteans not just for light and heat, but to power their cities, to communicate across vast distances, to levitate objects, or even to manipulate the very fabric of reality itself. These crystals, according to the theory, were highly sophisticated energy conduits, capable of drawing energy from the Earth's core, from the sun, or from cosmic sources, and distributing it throughout their civilization. Even in their submerged and dormant state, damaged by the cataclysm that sank Atlantis, they are theorized to still emit powerful, unseen vibrations or energy fields, perhaps sporadically, perhaps in response to certain planetary alignments or geological stresses. Picture these ancient energies, subtly pulsating from the deep, creating a disturbance in the natural order of our modern world. This unseen force, according to the theory, could be the culprit behind the Bermuda Triangle's strange phenomena. Imagine a ship or plane passing over such a residual energy field. The electromagnetic interference could be profound and immediate. Compasses, instead of merely malfunctioning, might spin wildly and uncontrollably, their needles dancing a frantic, meaningless jig, unable to find true north or magnetic north, completely overwhelmed by the chaotic energy. Electronic navigation systems, so reliant on precise signals from satellites or ground stations, could be scrambled beyond recognition, their screens flickering with nonsensical data, displaying impossible coordinates, or simply going dark, leaving the crew blind and disoriented. The intricate circuitry of modern aircraft and vessels, designed for stability and predictability, could be overwhelmed by these ancient alien energies, causing systems to short-circuit, fuses to blow, and entire power grids to collapse. Furthermore, the theory suggests that these crystal energies might not just interfere with instruments, but also with the very engines and propulsion systems themselves. Imagine the powerful roar of a jet engine, suddenly sputtering, coughing, its combustion disrupted by an invisible force, its fuel unable to ignite properly, or the steady thrum of a ship's diesel engine faltering, then dying, leaving the vessel adrift and helpless in the vast expanse of the ocean. The energy could even create localized distortions in the air or water, pockets of instability, almost like temporary voids or areas of extreme turbulence, that could cause a sudden, inexplicable loss of lift for planes, sending them plummeting, or an unexpected plunge for ships, as if the water beneath them suddenly ceased to be supportive. Some proponents even suggest that these energies could create temporary time slips or dimensional shifts, briefly transporting vessels to another location or even another time, before releasing them, often disoriented and without memory of the intervening period. The idea of a lost, advanced civilization, its silent power still echoing from the seabed, offers a compelling, almost romantic, explanation for the Bermuda Triangle's mysteries. It speaks to a hidden past, a forgotten chapter of human history, where technology and mysticism were intertwined, where the very forces of the earth were harnessed in ways we can only dream of. It suggests that the ocean is not just a vast expanse of water, but a keeper of ancient secrets, a silent museum of a bygone era, and that the disappearances are merely a byproduct of encountering the remnants of a power we can scarcely comprehend. The thought is both awe-inspiring and humbling, leaving us to wonder what other echoes of forgotten worlds might lie beneath the waves, silently influencing our present, waiting to be rediscovered, or perhaps forever guarding their secrets. B. Alien bases and UFO activity. Visitors from beyond the stars. Let us now turn our gaze not to the depths of ancient history, but to the boundless expanse of the cosmos, to the shimmering, distant lights of other galaxies. The human mind has long pondered the profound question of life beyond Earth, and the possibility that intelligent beings from distant stars might visit our planet. This concept, often confined to science fiction, takes on a compelling, if unproven, reality in the context of the Bermuda Triangle. Here, this fascination takes a specific and intriguing form: the theory of alien bases and unidentified flying object activity. Imagine a vast, silent craft, not of human design, its surface perhaps seamless and metallic, or shimmering with an otherworldly light, silently descending from the night sky. Its lights, if any, might be unlike anything we've ever seen, pulsating, shifting colors, or an intense, focused beam that cuts through the darkness. Or perhaps, imagine a hidden entrance, a shimmering distortion, just beneath the surface of the water, a gateway to a secret, underwater realm where advanced technology hums with an alien purpose. This is the core of the theory that suggests extraterrestrial beings have established hidden bases within the Bermuda Triangle, deep beneath the ocean's surface, or perhaps within its atmospheric layers, cloaked from human detection. These are often referred to as USOs, or unidentified submerged objects, hinting at craft that can seamlessly transition between air and water, moving with impossible speed and silence through both mediums. Proponents of this theory suggest that the Bermuda Triangle's unique geographical location, its deep ocean trenches, like the Puerto Rico Trench, the deepest point in the Atlantic, and perhaps even its alleged magnetic anomalies, make it an ideal, secluded spot for extraterrestrial operations. Imagine these beings observing humanity's progress, conducting intricate experiments, or even harvesting unique resources from our planet's depths. The disappearances of ships and planes, in this context, are not random accidents, but rather deliberate actions, part of a calculated strategy to maintain secrecy, to conduct studies, or to prevent human interference with their clandestine activities. Picture an alien craft, perhaps equipped with advanced energy fields or tractor beams, silently approaching a vessel or aircraft. The occupants of the ship or plane might experience sudden, inexplicable power failures, plunging their world into darkness and silence. They might feel a strange, tingling sensation, a profound sense of disorientation, or even a momentary paralysis, before being enveloped by an unseen force and taken. The purpose of such an intervention could be manifold, perhaps for biological study, to collect specimens of human or animal life, perhaps for technological analysis, to examine and understand human advancements, or simply as a means to maintain secrecy and prevent any witnesses from revealing their presence. The lack of wreckage, the complete vanishing, fits perfectly with the idea of a sophisticated, non-human intelligence capable of removing objects without leaving a trace, dissolving them or transporting them to another location entirely. The Bermuda Triangle is also a hotbed of alleged UFO sightings, some dating back centuries, others more recent and documented. Imagine eyewitnesses, often credible individuals, like military pilots, commercial airline captains, or experienced mariners, reporting strange lights moving erratically in the sky, performing impossible maneuvers that defy known aerodynamics. They might describe objects accelerating from a standstill to incredible speeds, changing direction instantly, or simply hovering silently before vanishing. Some accounts speak of disc-shaped craft entering or exiting the ocean with incredible speed and silence, creating no splash or disturbance, suggesting an ability to operate seamlessly between air and water. These sightings, whether confirmed by radar or remaining anecdotal, fuel the narrative of an active alien presence in the region, suggesting that the triangle is not just a place of earthly mystery, but a cosmic crossroads. The thought is both unsettling, challenging our sense of security and uniqueness, and exhilarating, opening up a universe of possibilities beyond our earthly confines. It suggests that we are not alone, and that our planet is perhaps a point of interest, or even a laboratory, for intelligences far beyond our current comprehension, silently conducting their business in the depths and skies of this enigmatic region. The idea of alien bases and UFO activity in the Bermuda Triangle taps into humanity's enduring fascination with the unknown and the possibility of cosmic visitors. It offers a dramatic, almost cinematic explanation for the disappearances, transforming them from tragic accidents into deliberate acts of an advanced, mysterious intelligence. It invites us to consider that the silence of the triangle is not empty, but perhaps filled with the quiet hum of alien technology, conducting its unseen work beneath the waves and above the clouds, a hidden realm where our understanding of reality is constantly challenged. See, time warps and portals, stepping through the veil. Now, let us venture into the most abstract and mind-bending of the speculative theories, one that touches upon the very fabric of existence itself, the concept of time warps and dimensional portals. Imagine the very structure of space and time, not as a fixed, immutable construct, but as something pliable, capable of bending, twisting, or even tearing open in certain rare locations. This theory draws inspiration from the cutting edge of theoretical physics, where concepts like wormholes, space-time curvature, and parallel universes are explored, and applies them to the enigmatic disappearances of the Bermuda Triangle, suggesting that these events are not about destruction, but about displacement. Picture a subtle, almost imperceptible shift in the atmosphere, a shimmering distortion in the air that makes the horizon seem to waver, or a strange, localized cloud formation, perhaps an unnaturally dense fog, or a cloud with unusual geometric shapes that seems to defy meteorological explanation. This could be the visual manifestation of a time warp or a dimensional portal opening, a momentary thinning of the veil between realities. According to this theory, these are not just random phenomena, but perhaps naturally occurring anomalies within the triangle, perhaps linked to unique geological formations, powerful energy convergences, or even generated by some unknown intelligent force. When a ship or plane encounters such an anomaly, the effect could be instantaneous and profound, a sudden, disorienting transition. Imagine the vessel being transported, not just across geographical space, but across time itself. It could be sent into the distant past, finding itself in an era where its modern technology is utterly useless and incomprehensible, surrounded by a world that no longer exists. Or perhaps into the far future, a world transformed beyond recognition, its cities crumbled, its landscapes alien. The thought of being displaced in time, separated from one's own era, with no way back, is a chilling and deeply isolating prospect, a profound form of being lost. Even more intriguing is the idea of dimensional portals. Imagine a gateway opening to another dimension, a parallel reality that exists alongside our own, yet remains unseen, unheard, and largely untouched. A vessel or aircraft passing through such a portal would simply cease to exist in our dimension, vanishing completely, only to reappear, perhaps, in another. The occupants might not even realize what has happened, simply finding themselves in an unfamiliar world, their instruments giving wildly nonsensical readings, the stars in the sky arranged in an alien pattern, the very air feeling different. This could explain the complete lack of wreckage. The objects are not destroyed, merely removed from our reality. Anecdotal accounts, often recounted by those who claim to have narrowly escaped the triangle's clutches, fuel this theory, lending it a chilling personal dimension. Imagine a pilot reporting a sudden, inexplicable jump in time, perhaps their cockpit clock suddenly showing an hour later than it should, despite no apparent passage of time, or their fuel gauge indicating significantly less fuel than consumed, as if time had accelerated for a moment. Or a captain describing a strange, luminous electronic fog that enveloped their ship, causing instruments to go wild, lights to flicker, and a profound sense of disorientation, only for them to emerge hours later, hundreds of miles off course, with no memory of the intervening time, as if they had passed through a void. These are the whispers of a world where reality itself is fluid, where the boundaries of what is possible are stretched to their very limits, and where the ordinary laws of cause and effect seem to momentarily dissolve. The idea of time warps and portals suggests that the disappearances are not destructions, but rather displacements. The lost ships and planes are not gone forever, but merely transported, perhaps to a place or time we cannot get access, existing in a parallel reality, forever lost to our own. It offers a tantalizing, if unprovable, explanation that taps into our deepest curiosities about the nature of the universe, the mysteries of quantum mechanics, and the possibility of realities beyond our immediate perception. It transforms the Bermuda Triangle into a cosmic crossroads, a place where the veil between worlds is thin, and where the most extraordinary and terrifying journeys can begin, leaving behind only the profound silence of absence. D. Other paranormal explanations. The unseen and the unsettling, beyond the more widely discussed speculative theories. There lies a broader category of paranormal explanations, each offering a unique, often unsettling perspective on the Bermuda Triangle's mysteries. These theories delve into the realm of the truly supernatural, drawing from ancient myths, deep-seated folklore, and the persistent human belief in forces that defy scientific categorization or rational understanding. They tap into our primal fears and our fascination with the unseen world. 1. Sea monsters and mythical creatures, guardians of the deep. Imagine the vast, unexplored depths of the ocean, a realm where light never penetrates, where the pressure is immense, and where creatures of unimaginable size and form might dwell, hidden from human eyes. This theory suggests that the disappearances are the work of colossal, unknown sea monsters or mythical creatures, beasts that have survived from prehistoric times or evolved into forms beyond our current understanding. Picture a creature of immense power, perhaps a truly giant squid, far larger than any we have ever documented, its tentacles capable of wrapping around a ship like a child's toy. Or imagine a beast akin to the legendary Kraken, a monstrous cephalopod of Norse folklore, its immense arms capable of crushing a ship's hull, pulling it down into the crushing darkness. Such a creature, rising from the abyss, could attack a vessel with overwhelming force, its sheer size and strength making short work of even the most robust ships. Imagine the sudden, violent impact, the splintering wood or tearing metal, the screams of the crew, and the swift, terrifying descent as the ship is pulled into the blackness. The lack of wreckage would be explained by the creature consuming or carrying away the debris, dragging it to its lair in the deepest trenches, or simply by the immense depth to which the vessel is pulled, where the pressure would quickly crush any remaining fragments. This theory taps into humanity's ancient fears of the unknown horrors lurking beneath the waves, a primal apprehension of the ocean's untamed, monstrous side, a reminder that we are not always the dominant species on this planet. 2. Supernatural forces or curses, a malevolent presence. Another chilling possibility is that the Bermuda Triangle is under the influence of malevolent supernatural forces or an ancient curse, a lingering malevolence from a forgotten tragedy. Imagine a region imbued with a dark energy, perhaps the site of some horrific ancient ritual, or a place where malevolent spirits, trapped between worlds, exert their influence. This unseen presence, according to the theory, could be actively causing the disappearances, drawing vessels and souls into its shadowy domain. Picture a feeling of profound unease descending upon a ship or plane as it enters the triangle, a sudden inexplicable chill in the air, a sense of being watched by unseen eyes. The curse could manifest in various ways, causing instruments to fail not through mechanical fault, but through spectral interference, inducing madness, paranoia, or profound disorientation in the crew, leading them to abandon ship or fly off course, or simply exerting an unseen, irresistible force that pulls vessels and aircraft into the abyss, as if an invisible hand were dragging them down. This theory often draws on historical accounts of unexplained phenomena, such as phantom ships appearing and disappearing, strange luminous lights that defy explanation, or unsettling feelings of dread reported by those who have traversed the region and lived to tell the tale. It suggests that the triangle is not merely a geographical location, but a sentient, malevolent entity actively claiming its victims, a hungry mouth in the ocean, forever seeking to consume. 3. Energy vortices or thin veils, where worlds collide. Finally, consider the idea that the Bermuda Triangle is a unique geological or energetic anomaly, a place where the very fabric of reality is thinner, allowing for strange phenomena or even entities to cross over from other dimensions. Imagine it as a powerful vortex of energy, perhaps a nexus of ley lines, invisible lines of energy believed to crisscross the earth, connecting ancient sacred sites, or a point where the earth's natural electromagnetic energies converge in an unusual, highly concentrated way. This could be a natural phenomenon, or perhaps the lingering effect of some ancient, powerful event. This vortex could create localized disturbances that cause ships and planes to vanish. It might manifest as strange weather patterns that defy meteorological explanation, such as sudden, perfectly circular fogs that appear and disappear instantly, or as unusual electromagnetic interference that goes beyond simple instrument malfunction, causing entire systems to short-circuit or behave erratically. The thin veil concept suggests that the barrier between our world and other realms is permeable here, allowing for fleeting glimpses of other realities, or even the passage of entities that are not of our world. Imagine strange, ethereal lights, disembodied voices, or even brief, terrifying visions of other dimensions. The disappearances, in this context, could be accidental crossings, where vessels are inadvertently pulled into another existence, or perhaps even deliberate pulls by entities from these other realms. This theory taps into our deepest spiritual and metaphysical curiosities, suggesting that the universe is far more complex and interconnected than we currently understand, and that in certain places the boundaries of reality are fluid, allowing for the truly extraordinary to occur. As we gently conclude this exploration of speculative theories, allow these imaginative possibilities to settle in your mind like the softest of mists. While they may lack the concrete evidence of scientific explanations, their power lies in their ability to fill the void left by conventional understanding, to offer narratives that resonate with our sense of wonder, our fears, and our enduring desire for answers to the truly inexplicable. They remind us that the Bermuda Triangle is not just a place on a map, but a canvas for the human imagination, a symbol of the vast, unknown mysteries that still lie beyond the edge of our comprehension. Let the quiet contemplation of these fantastical possibilities lull you into a state of deep tranquility, as the whispers of the unknown gently guide you towards a profound and peaceful sleep. V. Conclusion. The enduring mystery. As our quiet journey through the enigmatic waters and skies of the Bermuda Triangle gently draws to its close, we find ourselves standing at the edge of a vast, profound silence. We have explored the chilling narratives of its famous disappearances, tales of ships and planes swallowed whole, leaving behind no trace, a whisper of their final moments. We have then meticulously examined the rational, scientific explanations, seeking comfort in the logic of rogue waves, the subtle yet devastating effects of methane gas, the disorienting influence of geomagnetic anomalies, and the undeniable role of human error in the sheer volume of traffic that traverses this busy region. And finally, we have allowed our imaginations to soar into the realm of the speculative, contemplating ancient Atlantean energies, the silent operations of alien visitors, the mind-bending possibilities of time warps and dimensional portals, and the unsettling presence of other paranormal forces. Imagine the sum of all these stories, all these theories, swirling together like the complex, powerful currents of the very ocean we have been contemplating. What remains is not a simple, singular answer, but a rich, complex tapestry woven from threads of documented fact, intriguing folklore, compelling scientific hypothesis, and enduring human curiosity. The Bermuda Triangle remains one of the world's most enduring and captivating mysteries, precisely because it resists a single definitive explanation, offering instead a tantalizing array of possibilities. The chilling accounts of Flight 19, its pilots lost and disoriented, their final transmissions a haunting whisper into the void, continue to resonate through the decades, a testament to the suddenness and completeness of the vanishings. The sheer scale of the USS Cyclops' vanishing, a naval behemoth disappearing without a trace, defies easy categorization, leaving a gaping hole in naval history. And the more recent abandonment of the Connemara IV, a modern yacht found perfectly intact but utterly devoid of its crew, reminds us that the Triangle's enigmatic power is not confined to the distant past, but continues to manifest even in our technologically advanced age, proving that even with all our advancements, the ocean still holds its secrets. These individual tragedies, each a profound loss for families and nations, collectively form the bedrock of the triangle's legend, fueling its mystique. While scientific theories offer plausible, albeit incomplete, rationalizations for some incidents, they do not, and perhaps cannot, account for every single disappearance with absolute certainty. The concept of rogue waves, while terrifyingly real and capable of immense destruction, cannot explain a plane vanishing in clear skies without any debris. Methane hydrate releases, while capable of sinking ships swiftly and silently, don't fully address the lack of distress calls in all cases, or the disappearance of aircraft high above the ocean surface. Geomagnetic anomalies might cause navigational errors, but do they explain complete disintegration or the utter lack of wreckage? And while human error is always a factor in any accident, the sheer number of cases where experienced crews, well-maintained vessels, and modern aircraft have vanished without a trace continues to perplex investigators and fascinate the public. The beauty of science lies in its relentless pursuit of truth, but sometimes the truth remains elusive, hidden beneath layers of complexity, circumstance, and the vastness of the unknown. And so, the allure of the unknown persists, a quiet, persistent hum beneath the surface of our understanding. When the scientific explanations, as compelling and logical as they may be, leave even a sliver of doubt, the human mind naturally turns to the more speculative possibilities. The idea of a lost civilization, its ancient power still resonating from the deep, speaks to our fascination with forgotten histories and hidden knowledge, hinting at a past far grander and more mysterious than we currently imagine. The notion of alien encounters with advanced beings silently observing or even collecting from our planet taps into our deepest curiosities about life beyond Earth, challenging our place in the cosmos. The mind-bending concept of time warps and dimensional portals, where the very fabric of reality can bend and transport, offers a tantalizing escape from the finality of death and loss, suggesting that the vanished are not gone, but merely elsewhere. And the whispers of sea monsters, ancient curses, or energetic vortices remind us that the world, even in its most familiar corners, can hold secrets that defy our understanding, forces that operate beyond the realm of our current perception. The Bermuda Triangle's continued grip on public imagination lies precisely in this fascinating blend of the explainable and the utterly inexplicable. It is a place where the rational mind grapples with the fantastical, where the desire for concrete answers clashes with the profound mystery of absence. It stands as a powerful reminder of the vast, untamed forces of nature, forces that can overwhelm even our most sophisticated technology and our most careful planning. And it simultaneously highlights the limits of human understanding, suggesting that there are still corners of our world, and indeed our universe, that hold secrets beyond our grasp, secrets that may forever remain just out of reach, guarding their truths in the silent depths. Imagine, one last time, a vast, silent ocean, stretching out beneath an endless sky. The gentle rocking of an imaginary boat, or the steady hum of an aircraft engine, fills the air. The stars above begin to twinkle with a profound stillness, watching over the silent, mysterious expanse below. The Bermuda Triangle, with all its stories and all its theories, remains a testament to the enduring power of the unknown. It is a place that continues to beckon, to whisper its questions on the wind, and to hold its secrets close, forever solidifying its place as the sea's insatiable secret. As the night deepens, and the last echoes of these tales fade into the quiet, allow the vastness of the ocean, the endless sky, and the unsolved riddles of this legendary place to lull you into a state of profound relaxation. May the gentle rhythm of its enduring mystery guide you towards a tranquil and peaceful sleep. And so, dear listener, our quiet journey through the enigmatic waters and skies of the Bermuda Triangle gently comes to its close. We have traversed the chilling narratives of its famous disappearances, felt the silent weight of unexplained loss, and contemplated the various theories, from the rational whispers of nature's power to the grand, imaginative possibilities that stretch beyond our current understanding. The stars still twinkle above, perhaps a little brighter now, having witnessed our quiet exploration. The ocean continues its timeless rhythm, holding its secrets close, its vastness a constant reminder of the mysteries that lie just beyond our grasp. The Bermuda Triangle remains, as it always has, a captivating enigma, a place where the known and the unknown dance in an eternal, silent waltz. May the intriguing questions and the gentle unfolding of these tales leave you with a sense of peaceful wonder rather than unease. Remember, the world is full of marvels, both seen and unseen, and sometimes the greatest comfort lies in the quiet acceptance of what remains unexplained. As the last echoes of our story fade and the night deepens around you, allow your mind to settle into a profound tranquility. Feel the calm embrace of sleep drawing near, as soft and deep as the ocean itself. Rest now, dear listener, and may your dreams be as vast and peaceful as the mysterious waters we have explored. Good night.